Hi, my name's Jason. I like doing comedy with music. It's always great. It's always a fun time. And then I'm from Seattle, so I drove up here. I made great time. I feel like that's like men's number one objective going anywhere ever is to make great time. Not to make it a good time, but to make great time. You know, like we're always just like, I don't know if you remember your family vacations, but it's always just your dad screaming like, we're gonna get there an hour early, you know? Thank you, I appreciate that. You and me right here, like, we're the only ones that get the trauma, you know? I was parking and I saw there was this thing called the Mermaid Museum. You guys know that's not real, right? Like, you know they're not, like, what do you got there? It's just, what is it? Oh, how dare me? I'm sorry. No, but like seriously, what's there? Just like someone's like, this is the first mermaid scale that like someone put on. You know? I don't know. It's lame. Well, I mean, it's a museum for like a mythical creature, you know. I did take work off today, you know, to be here. So, you know, PTO. Woo. Now, I work at a rehab, and one of the perks of working at a rehab is free rehab. So I will be gone next week and possibly the week after, depending on like the diagnosis. You know, actually I don't have a job. I don't know if it's obvious from my demeanor. I'm unemployed right now. I'm job hunting. Job hunting right now is kind of like dating because in both instances I'm not really getting a call back. You know, I'm not getting a second interview at all. Yeah, it's not working. Just like me, I'm not working either, you know? Oh man, it's wonderful to be here, guys. I've never been to Aberdeen. The only thing I know about you guys is there's a song by Cage the Elephant, you know, called Aberdeen. That's about all I know. I Googled you guys, and the first thing that came up is that your nickname is the Hellhole of the Pacific. Did you guys know that? Because apparently there was like a high murder rate or something, and then also Nirvana was from here or something. Not the Foo Fighters, just the other two. Okay, you guys like that one? Hell yeah, I'm a big Foo Fighters fan too. No, but like job interviews are crazy now. They're just, you know, they're always like, hey, you gotta put like your CRM experience on your resume, right? It's like, yeah, that's software. You know, they make software to like be user friendly, right? Like they don't put out software until like the dumbest person on the planet can use it, you know? Which is me. Thank you, Seahawks. I appreciate that. Because that was not funny to me either. No, I've had a lot of job interviews. You know, I had a job interview at this place called the Purple Store. They sell purple stuff, you know. They had a hat that said, "Don't question my purpleness." Although after the last election, you know, maybe somebody should question that purpleness, you know. Ooh, okay, I can feel that. They had a mug that said, "Don't talk to me until I have my purple." And the only person that bought it was Lil Wayne, so, because of promethazine. He's a rapper and he drinks a lot of this purple cough syrup. If anyone doesn't know who that is. Okay. I had this, do you guys know what Pagliacci Pizza is? Okay, it's a big chain in Seattle. I used to work there in like 2018. And I applied to them. You don't have to crouch on that, I don't care. But like, I applied to them, they're like, yeah, we'll give you a job, and then like, they called me a few days later, you know, this is years after I worked for them, they were like, yeah, we looked into it and we're good. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, like we looked into it, we're good. And I'm like, what did you look into? What did you find out? And he was like, well, we looked into it and we found out we don't want you as an employee. And I was like, what? And then he said, we're good, man, and he just hung up the phone. And then I remember that Pagliacci Pizza gave me $500 from a class action lawsuit. So that's probably what they found out. Didn't go well, didn't get the job. I had an interview at Amazon. Amazon's great, you know, except it's not. What do you feel about Amazon out here? Because in Seattle, it's like this big thing, you know, because everyone works there. And apparently their interviews require 8 hours of prep time. Which I don't think anyone deserves 8 hours of prep time, you know? Like, I don't know, like for an interview. But here's the thing, it was for a recruiting role. I don't like to brag, but since 2020, I've had 30 jobs. So, and I was like, I can use that to find the perfect candidate, and I can weed out all the candidates like me, you know? And I pitched that to them, and they were like, thank you, have a good day. And I was like, no, like, you really want me? And they're like, thank you, have a good day. And I was like, guys, like, okay, I don't know the punchline for that. We'll move on. The point is that with all the antitrust stuff out there, you know, I just think that Amazon should buy Apple at this point. You know what I mean? Like, screw monopolies. Like, where we're going right now with this country is just like we should just like if they came out with iPhone Prime, y'all would be like, oh my god, like oh my god. You know, iPhone Prime sounds like a real product. You know, but maybe they should buy Microsoft, make it a Zune iPhone Prime. All right, thank you for the Zune. I like that joke. Look, if I seem discombobulated, I am quitting smoking. I'm on day 5 right now, and yeah, thank you. Oh, no applause, okay. It turns out smoking's the coolest thing in the world. Like, I miss that so much. I actually, when I was driving here, there was like so many dispensaries. I'm quitting weed right now as well, and I'm quitting alcohol too. So we're in the wrong room, you know? I actually hate beer. If y'all locked me in a room and they were like, you need to get drunk, and the only thing in there was beer, I'd be like, I'm gonna die, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just like wheat sweat. I know you're all drinking beer, ignore what I just said. So last night, I was on my way back I was walking out of the grocery store, and this guy was hitting me with his car, and I was like, yo, watch where you're going, right? And he pulls his window down, he's like, what? And I was like, watch where you're going, you almost hit me with your car. And he goes, so? Which is the worst, exactly, that's the worst answer. I'm like, so? You could have hit me with your car. And he goes, so? And I'm like, what are you trying to do right now, man? And he was like, and he just drove away. And then this is I know I'm not supposed to swear, but like, I go like, that's what I thought, pussy. And it was the only time in my life where I've been able to do that and like not be the loser. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt so right at the time, and it just like, it worked, and it just, okay. I need a breather. I haven't had like full lung usage in 10 years. Oh my god. I'm on a controlled substance, don't worry. It's called Adderall. I don't know why that got me laugh. I get 30 pills for a month, which makes some months really difficult, you know? Like all the ones 31st, except for February, where I get like a little surplus, and it makes me last until like May. So I'm kind of riding that high right now. No, but I just wish that I just wish they would account for spillage, you know? Like, my psychiatrist is just like 30. And it's like, what if I drop one, you know? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, a baker will give you a baker's dozen, right? Like, they'll give you 14, but like, if I drop one, I'm just unmedicated for a day. Today. I'm unmedicated today. I don't know if you can tell. He did not like that one. I was pointing at you. Don't worry. I was just trying to include you. All right, this is going great. No, like, here's the thing about job hunting, right? Because I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like starting work, but I can't start work because I have interviews to go to. And I'm just in this never-ending cycle of interviews. And I swear to God, like, every interviewer just asks the same question. They're always just like, why do you want to work for us? And it's like, I apply to 100 places a day. I don't even know which us we're talking about. Like, you gotta use your company name. That's a tip. If you're hiring people, use your company name so they can jog their memory. Okay, no one hiring any of this. If you are, I'm from Seattle. I can work from home. Which, by the way, the amount of jobs that describe to me their, you know, what they do, and I'm like, oh, cool, can I work from home? They're like, no, you need to be here, you know? Why? I can do it all on my laptop. It's like, why drive 30 minutes? I don't know. I have been dating, you know, I've been discovering myself for a while. I went to a speed dating event. I like going to speed dating events because, like, I get my heart broken a lot quicker, you know? It's just a lot faster, it's more efficient that way, and yeah, it works out great. I actually thought that I was asexual for a while, but it turns out it was just erectile dysfunction. Every time that joke gets a reaction, I get like a little bit of a choke, but I can't really hold it. Yeah, see, it's gone. It's gone. You guys killed it. Look, that is like one of my most notable jokes, and I go around the scenes in Seattle, and I realize after a year of telling that joke that all my friends think I have erectile dysfunction. You do not want to be the person that walks into a room like, hey, that's the guy that can't get it up, you know? Like, you don't want to be that person, and I am that person. I crush that niche. No, okay, I just learned something about comedy. Never cough into a microphone. Oh no, but like dating's hard right now, you know? Like everyone, it's a lot like job hunting because like there's so many applicants out there. You just swipe left and you swipe right. And I don't know. Forgot my punchline. You guys ever hear of Lopez Island? You guys know Lopez Island? It's the San Juan Island. It got deported. You know what I mean? Lopez Island, not anymore. Okay, I like that joke. You know, I love that joke. You know, it never does well. My neighbor has a fire, not a fire. What do you call those things where the water comes out? What are they called? No, like for firefighters. Hydrant. He's got a hydrant in his front yard, so he can't park legally in his own driveway. Thank you, Thor. You know, I tell that joke all the time in Seattle. They never laugh at it because they don't have driveways, you know? they don't get it. They all ride the bus. Does this place even have a bus? It does? Okay. Just one? I'm not attacking your town, I promise you. I googled some stuff and, you know. Come as you are is a great motto, you know, totally. Did it come before the song or after the song? After? Well, that would have been weird if it was before, you know what I mean? Just like, come as you are, that's barely a sentence, you know? But now when you're like, come as you are, you know what? You guys are a Foo Fighters crowd anyway. No? Well, I like the Foo Fighters. I hate to do this, but I gotta go to my car. What?
That's it, come as you are.
Again, I've never found that sentence to be a real sentence. I hate to do this, but I really gotta. My memory, it's the weed, you know? Like, I'm quitting weed, I'm getting my memory back. Stuff's insane. Oh, right. Cock rings. Cock rings are a lot like sports bras for men. And I found that out on a run on accident. And yeah, I hadn't ran like that since I was like 6, you know, and I was like, whoa. Okay, you guys are good. I'll read that. Seahawks are going. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what to do anymore. We signed. I don't even know who we just signed. He's like a 3rd string wide receiver or something like that. I don't even know his name. You know, he probably has put a lot of effort into his life, and like, look at me, look at what I'm doing. You know, like, he's a Seahawk, I'm not. I believe in Cooper Kupp. I believe in Sam Darnold. It's just like, I don't want us to keep doing the same thing over and over. The first round playoff appearance, we can't keep doing that. And we can't keep having like a young roster of talent, because the young roster just always leaves for a better team. We've had a young roster since like 2017, and it's just like, these aren't jokes, these are just my criticisms of the Seahawks. Wait until we get into the Mariners portion of my set, you know, that's gonna go on for 30 whole minutes. We need a new owner at this point, because like that guy is just like, living in his like Ichiro past or something. I don't know. We had like 7 All-Stars at one point, and we couldn't like. I don't know. Like, I just don't think that like our All-Star appearances should like count as rings for us. You know. All right, I've lost you all apparently. Excuse me, miss. Could you turn around and see how long that's been going?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, perfect. Look, I know I seem a little discombobulated, and if I seem nervous right now, I promise you I can be a lot more nervous looking. I'm a back sweater, right? Yeah, that's not the funny part yet. But like when I'm in a crowd of people, they do this thing where they sidestep around me, they put their hand around my back, and when they put their hand on my back, I know that's like a new memory for them. Because it's really wet. All right, my name is Jason Katz. I really appreciate y'all for coming out. Are you ready for your next comedian? Please give it up for my friend Thor Askell, everybody. Give it up for Thor.